The problem we are solving for is helping the consumers to pick the right fruits that the consumers would prefer. Our AI program solves the problem of picking underripe fruits, makes the choice for consumers, and thus solves the problem of indecision. The image is from Google Images. Environmental impacts. Our program benefits the environment by letting farmers only sell the best quality fruits, and as all of the fruits will be high quality that are going into the market, less will get wasted to rot unpicked, and they can be used as fertilizer for the better fruits.
We have the preference setting for whether people prefer sweet or sour in their fruit. And we would like to add these features in the future, but we did not have enough time today. We wanted to add like the sugar percentage as compared to prime sweetness for a fruit. And we wanted to add ripeness percentage as compared to prime ripeness.
Okay, so our market opportunity. So we are advertising to those like any general consumers of fruit. So anyone who would like to buy fruit and is having like trouble like deciding which fruit is like the best for them, or like which is the most sweet, or what exact type of fruit they want. So basically our app is designed to we take a picture of whatever fruit, and then we have a toggle to see what their preference would be. So if it would be like sour or sweet, and then we would ask ChatGPT to decide whether the user would like the fruit based on the image. So this was our original brainstorm paper. So as you can see, we have like an image of a drawing for the app. And this was like a design. Yeah, and then here's some of the code that we did. So we basically, like I was saying, we asked camera 1 to take a picture when the user clicks the button, and then after that we asked ChatGPT. We used the ChatGPT 4.0 mini model, and we asked it to decide whether the user would like it based on their setting. And then afterwards, we would display the response to our app.
So I have the app loaded up here on my phone. And so we have the toggle for the sweet or sour preference. So let's say we prefer sweet. We take a photo of the food, in this case, these grapes. And we press the Analyze Photos button. And after a sec, because it's being run locally on my phone, it displays the ChatGPT's response as to whether or not you would prefer this type of fruit, if it's based on your preference.
In summary, Fruitify AI is a new and innovative app that finds the best fruit that the consumer would prefer. It takes into consideration factors such as ripeness and sugar content to provide the consumer's favorite fruits. And this is our team with team pictures.
Our future directions would be to make a second app to work on veggies to be based on other parameters of people's preferences. And we would also like more categories such as the sugar or ripeness percentage. And this is our logo.
Now it's time for the Q&A. Thank you for
one.
your time, and now it's time for the Q&A.
You have like time for one question, so if anyone has a question.
Just because you mentioned market opportunity, how much do you think they're gonna charge for your talk?
So we had we used so some generous people here provided us with a ChatGPT subscription. So based on how many times they asked the AI, we would probably like ask the user to pay that much, and maybe like a little extra so you can make profit.
Last question. Who's your teacher? Invite your teacher.
Our teacher is Miss Kaiser over there.
So my name is Fred Zhang, and the app today that I made was called Sensight, where we empower the visually impaired. So what Sensight does is that it empowers the visually impaired through our top of the key technology and our compatible user interface. For example, you can see that many have visual impairments or they're blind. So we made this app kind of like a chatbot, but for the people of the visually impaired. And we have many real world applications as well. So Sensight has three main features. The first one would be hands-free assistance for visually impaired users. We have a voice-based interface where many users can interact very seamlessly. And then our second feature would be a real-time object recognition and camera feature, which helps users, especially those that are visually impaired, navigate around the workspace and their environment. And our third feature is personalized experiences to help these users adapt to their needs. All right, so we have our app in action, and this is going to be a short demo. So once you enter the app, sure. Sure. Once you enter the app, all you need to do is tap the screen and you can ask it a question. What is your name? What is your name?
I'm Sensight. I'm here to help you explore the world around you. What would you like to investigate?
What is your purpose here today?
I'm here to help you explore the world around you. What would you like me to describe?
Sure. It also has a webcam feature.
Great. Do you want me to describe what's in front of you?
Could you tell me what's in the room in front of me?
Okay, I see a drop ceiling with square tiles. There are also some lights and what looks like a speaker or sensor. Anything else you'd like me to describe?
That would be great for today. Thank you. So that's the demo. And what Sensight does, it enhances daily independence and capabilities. So many users gain significant freedom in navigating their surroundings and their environments using Sensight. Many can engage in everyday tasks using this app. Sure, that's my presentation today. Any questions?
So how might you adapt the app in the future to make sure that the visuals that are captured are most relevant to the visually impaired?
Sure, I could train it with better models. As of now, I'm currently developing the app. And I can make the interface more smoothly because, as you know, for people of the visually impaired, a complex app would not be suitable for them. Any more questions?
First of all, solving a very interesting problem. And just curious about the technology that you use behind the things.
Sure. So I use the Google Gemini LLM, and with an API key, I had most of the code in there. And what I did is I modified it so that it would be able to, first of all, it already has a camera feature. So I eliminated every single other coding aspect and only had that feature, and I changed the interface so it's more compatible with the visually impaired. Any more questions? Sure.
I saw you tapped on your phone as like an actual app on your phone. How did you get that to work?
So what I did was there's an app called Swift UI on your MacBook, and what you can do with that is it uses a coding language similar to Python, C++, sure, to make Apple apps. Any more questions? Sure.
Import plan generator by Smart and Ham. Carnal. Have you as soon as you enter the import, have you ever wondered which roller coaster you should go on? Well, our app solves that exact problem.
So we're first going to be talking about the point of a theme park plan generator, going through the code. Then we're going to be talking about what we are using in the back end, the ChatGPT 4.0. Next, the demo, the like looking at the app in action, and lastly, the final conclusion.
The point of a theme park plan generator. The point of a theme park plan generator helps bring bold creative visions to life by providing structured, innovative tools for planning and engaging successful theme park visit. To assist in to support visitors in enjoying the parks, must visit destinations. You have to stimulate economic growth and community engagement.
So this is the code. The code creates a simple interactive theme park generator in Google Colab. It uses IP widgets to collect user inputs like the park name, visit date, group time, time range, must-do attractions, and ride preferences. When the user clicks Generate Plan, it sends these details to the OpenAI API with a prompt asking for a personalized itinerary. A loading bar shows progress, and the final plan is displayed as a formatted text using Markdown.
What we use in the backend. We decided to use GPT 4.0 because it was way better than all the competitors, having the highest accuracy rate.
So this is the demo of our app. So first we input the theme park that we want to go on. In this case, Disneyland, California. And then the group, about like how many people are going with you and whether you're family. So there's 2 people going in this case. The date is tomorrow, June 9th. The time is the opening of the park to the closing. And then the rides you really want to go on, which is the must-go rides, in this case, Space Mountain. And then you can choose what types of rides you want to go on, like thrill rides, water rides, kiddie rides, and then in this case, thrill rides. And finally, type of food you want to eat, whether you're vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Yeah. So it generates a full itinerary of what to do in the park.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
Seeing something in action is even more cool, right? Yeah. On site.
And also there's a loading bar over here to like show how much of the process is being done. Yeah, so it generates a full itinerary of what to do in the park from Disneyland opening at 8 a.m. So it gives you a list of all the rides you want to go on and also the food, and in this case, vegetarian. So it gives a full list, and then you can also checklist all the things that you've done
throughout the whole day, and you can even download it as a PDF. You can even download it as a PDF, so you can print it out and take it with you in the park as a paper. Like this.
Although this is tax A, you could read it as tax AI if you want, but it's officially pronounced tax I. Save more, stress less. So filing taxes is not a thing that everybody enjoys. And there's lots of expenses that people in the US have to pay for, such as federal income tax, state income tax, sales tax, and if you're qualified, property tax, business license tax, employment and self-employment tax. And there's a lot more that you have to pay for. For self-employment, you have to pay a lot more, not a lot more, but you have to pay more. And people who are freelancers usually fall into this category, which makes the process of filing taxes harder for them. And there's lots of ways that this could be deducted, such as having business expenses, medical and job expenses, as well as giving donations and much more. All of this could be very confusing for people, especially novice taxpayers, which is why we made this program.
So to solve these problems, we have 4 aspects of our app. The first one is make filing taxes more easy. So it handles like the tough problems that you don't need to write on paper or find any professionals to do. And 2, camera function to log your purchases. So you can scan your recipes that makes tracking your money more easily. And 3rd, it's one place to put all your information, so it becomes more organized. And 4, it's money tracking, so you can connect to your bank more easily to keep track of your transactions.
As for APIs and security, we use the OpenAI for extracting the expenses from the photos or receipts they'll take using this app. It uses OCR to decipher the text on your receipt to find out how much money you spent. As for security, there will be a base ID and 2-factor authentication to log in to protect your information, such as your social security number. We'll be adding these things in the future, though. So as for those future improvements, we'll add some other features like renaming documents or receipts so you can organize them more easily. Scan parts of receipts or deductibles, and a chatbot to help you give you advice on paying taxes, and a lot of other features.
Okay, so to demo the app, we'll connect it to Sparrow on the screen. So once the user logs in, the homepage we haven't developed yet. We plan to add that in the future too. So the main part is the expenses tracking. So you could upload using your camera. It doesn't let you use the camera from the MacBook, but you can also upload using a picture from your phone. So I'll upload this picture of a receipt I took earlier. And then it shows that the total was $123.80. And then as you add more, it will add to the total and then use that to help calculate your total taxes. And then you could also connect it to a bank. So you could connect your banks to the app and then it will automatically track your expenses that way too. And then to calculate your taxes, you put in your filing status, annual income, and the number of members in your family.
Are you aware of any other existing solutions that might be similar in the market? And if so, how are you uniquely positioned?
I think, yeah, there definitely are similar things like TurboTax. I know that thing makes taxing more convenient, but we kind of use AI in such a way so that we could kind of find like deduction eligibility, and we kind of streamline the process a bit more. We do have to go more into that, but yeah.
Thank you.
Where were you 2 months ago when we needed tax help?
We know that LM struggled at generating such detailed responses to the strong solicitation. How do you plan to address these kind of critical issues, especially such a high risk application? You apply the taxes wrong, it could lead to potential legal consequences.
Well, it's an estimate, so it's not, so when you create the account, it's gonna say that it might not be 100% accurate. It's just an estimate to help you have a better understanding of what it could be like when you actually comes time to pay.
Thank you.
I know another team that created a legal AI assistant. I think they are creating opportunity for the others. Question, they are preparing for 2 months later down the road.
Yes. Nice job.
So this is our app. It's called Daily Living Footprints. It's by me, Min Young, Mason Bo,
and me, Mason Tian.
From photo to footprint, empowering smarter and greener decisions every day. That is our motto that we go by, and that is what we thought of when we first started designing this app. We created this app for people to notice the impact that they are making on our world. Our app will estimate the carbon footprint of everyday items, so people will be aware of what they are purchasing and what that necessarily means later on. We hope that this will be a part of the steps to make our planet cleaner and healthier. The problem is, everyday objects such as clothes, food, and technology have a carbon footprint that is greater than what many people think. Some people may be unaware of the things they buy and how they impact the environment.
The solution, our app, which reveals the carbon footprint of everyday objects and purchases. It gives users awareness of their actions. All they have to do is add a picture, add details, and get the results from the AI. Our target is anyone who uses daily living items such as water bottles, and we hope that our app will help everyone become aware of their carbon footprints. Our plan is to grow into a global nonprofit organization which will help people track their carbon footprint to make the world a better and healthier place. And we have a bunch of customers, including RJ, who became a customer even before this app was invented. So he said this app is amazing and it's so advanced and helpful in the everyday life. And we retain our customers like RJ by continuing to grow and make our app more and more accurate. Yeah. Yeah. And then even though we have gone a long way, we still need to make many improvements. Like we probably need to have a better user interface. We need to provide options with lower impact on the environment, and we need to have easier accessibility.
All right, so here I have a demo with the app loaded up on my phone. So does anyone have anything they want to have analyzed?
Plastic bottles, for example.
Yeah. All right. So as you can see here, this is the app. And here's the steps. So first you have to take a picture of whatever you want to analyze. So here's a water bottle. After that, you can fill in more details if it's necessary. For example, if it's a laptop which might not be easily identified. But for this water bottle, it shouldn't be too hard to identify. So I can just go with what it says optional and just hit submit. And after a while, we should get a response from the AI as to what the carbon footprint of this object is. So here we have our results, which gives you some detailed metrics on material production, transit, all the aspects that may cause impact on the environment. For example, this bottle is probably made using PET or polyethylene tetraflate, which uses about 2.5 kilograms of carbon dioxide per kilogram of this plastic. Transportation and disposal are also involved in this, so the total estimate could be 50 to 100 grams of carbon dioxide for this water bottle, like the water bottle.
Can hold it up.
Here it is.
So here are our team members. So there's Mason, and Ming Young. The Mason Wong is the CEO, I think. And yeah, amazing pictures. So the sources we use are ChatGPT, MIT App Inventor, and FreePick. So does anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? Oh.
The question for CEO.
How will you incentivize users to use your app?
So to incentivize users to use their app, we could, like, there have been papers and other studies published that show that this kind of global warming and environmental impact caused by carbon dioxide could potentially have devastating impacts on human civilization. So we could use that to encourage users to take action upon what they are doing.
Thank you.
Yes.
So you've identified an aspect of the problem, which is that some purchasing decisions are worse or for the environment than others, right?
Yep.
And your hypothesis here is that creating visibility and awareness over those decisions is going to make people change their behavior. How would you go about validating that creating that visibility and awareness would actually make people care and lead to the results you want?
So some people, they could already be aware of the environment, they would just use this voluntarily, but for people who show less care than others, we could depict scenarios based on current projections of global warming and that kind of stuff to convince them that starting to take action on their current behaviors is the right thing to do.
Another better idea is that it could track if people are actually removing their carbon footprint after seeing the data. If they are, then we could make this app free for them. But then maybe if they aren't, then we could charge them.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. This is our project AI Chat UI by me, Anish Gada.
And me, Arjun.
Did you know that 1/3 of the human population, 2.6 billion people, don't have access to the internet? Out of that, half of them, about 1.3 billion people, are school-age children. Imagine if everyone has access to knowledge in the world.
Imagine you're a doctor in a remote clinic and you need instant insights on a critical patient. Picture you're an astronaut on the ISS and needing instant guidance to troubleshoot a critical system. Imagine you're a software developer who needs assistance with working on a confidential project.
The problem that we faced was accessing LLM chat while preserving privacy, accessing LLM chat without internet, bringing LLM chat to tutors to support teachers and students.
So our solution, introducing AI chat. It's an application that works fully locally and that works fully offline and runs locally.
The benefits is increasing access to education through technology, broadening the reach of knowledge, access to LLM chatbots, the children's privacy is preserved, and learning about the user preference while preserving privacy.
So our so this is our tech learning, and we use these frameworks. Now we're going to get to the most exciting part, the demo. So this is our UI. So you're not connected to the internet, as you can see here. And now I can ask it a question. So I'll ask it what's the capital of the US. So it said Washington DC here, and now you can ask it.
And I'm going to ask, what is the Pythagorean theorem? The more things that could be solved in the future is context and memory, model distribution, ensuring safety, and teachers or parent moderation. Access to device that can run chat apps, speech to text is a work in progress. Thank you so much.
So I want to understand, did you guys, spend some time to understand what does this mean to make this app work without internet? Can you share your thoughts on that? What does that mean? Why was internet required, and what did this project aim to do?
So that we removed the internet because it's more private and some people don't have access to the internet.
Sure.
So like more people can use it, and it ensures privacy, so like nothing else will get the data out of it.
No, sure. I mean, yes, when you had internet, you're probably using the help of internet to answer these questions. But when you remove the internet, what was brought to your phone to make all of this
No, it
possible?
doesn't have any internet features right now. Right, even if you're connected to the internet right now, it won't make that many calls. But like sometimes it might try to download like models and things, but once you download the things it needs, it doesn't need internet at all.
Sure.
Yes. So if you have the app, like how are you going to get like your app on the user's phone without? So like if you're marketing to like people without who don't have access to it, how are you going to get the app that you created onto their phone?
Currently, it's not made for mobile devices. It's made for desktop. So we'll plan on putting it on mobile later.
Yes. So how would you get it onto that desktop?
We can compile the backend and we can package it. We can package it for mobile.
So how exactly did you manage to get like an entire working large language model like offline? Like did you download it or did you use any of it?
We used a model one time called Olama, and then we put a UI on top of that. Olama just lets you run models locally without any internet.
So does it take up any storage space or is it just or
the models themselves take up some of the storage space, like some small models are like a few hundred megabytes, and like the big ones can be like a few gigabytes to like 50 gigabytes, and yes.
Hi everyone, this is our app SpeechFlow, which is an AI coach that helps you enhance your public speaking skills. My name is Joyce.
I'm Mike.
I'm Yue. So our app is an app that focuses on public speaking. It incorporates AI to provide feedback and uses other features to properly analyze the user when they talk. This app will promote confidence and reduce anxiety.
So our app is inspired by our own experiences as high schoolers, where we have presentations that are nerve-wracking, and it is difficult to prepare for the anxiety aspect of public speaking. Online tutors are costly and they're not as personalized as our app.
Fisher 2023 says that 77% or 6,314,000,000 people in our population has some level of anxiety regarding public speaking. Our app utilizes AI to provide feedback for users after they record themselves speaking. It uses PostNet to analyze the different points of the speaker's body and uses it to provide accurate feedback towards their posture and speed.
It uses AI to provide feedback and simulate a live audience where it asks you questions.
We also have a PostNet feature which detects key body points and movement frequency.
We also have text-to-speech, which is feedback out loud, which means more accessibility.
Technology. We have two main pieces of technology. First is our speed feedback. So we accurately provide feedback for the user's pace by using the words per minute and comparing it to two different numbers in which we research to see at what points the user is most comfortable. We also have posture feedback in which we use the PostNet feature to analyze the nose and shoulder positions to see the user's movement and posture.
These are the screens for our app. So the first screen is just a start screen. The second screen is our home screen where you can see the PostNet, the feedback, and the AI question. And the last screen is our feedback history where you can check your feedback history.
So for our future work, we hope to add like emotion feedback and volume feedback. So for emotions, we want to use an AI image classifier to analyze a speaker's facial expressions. And also we want to also analyze a user's volume because a person's volume is very important during public speaking. So here's our demo video. If the sound doesn't work, we'll just play it live on the computer. Let's see. Hopefully it works. Okay, we can just listen it from here.
With the microphone, like.
Okay, so let's start it. Can you hear it? So here's the home page where users can use it to record themselves and get proper feedback and also get questions from the AI. And we have a postnet feature to the left of our camera, which will analyze different points of our body and tell us about our posture, etc. So let's begin. Hi, this is Speech Flow. This is to teach kids about public speaking.
What age group is this public speaking instruction tailored for?
So as you can tell, we are given 4 sections of feedback. In the beginning, it's also optional to add a speech title. And so you're given posture feedbacks, speed feedback, and it'll also tell you what you said in your speech. So you can go back into it. Here is our AI generated question, which is very much related to what I just said. So now let's go back to the bottom where we have a menu. And as you can tell, there's a feedback history section where we can look at the different recordings we made. And over here, we have the date in which we recorded and the feedback that we were given. So now we can also clear the history and we can go back. So yeah, this is our app. Good, good. This is our demo. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks. Any questions? Yeah. Any questions?
How long can you take?
Can you?
How long on the video can you take analysis?
I think the time is unlimited unless like the app has a timeout.
Yeah, like unless your phone breaks or the battery dies. Yeah. Any other questions?
So this sounds like a solution that would require a very deep understanding of what makes a person anxious when they're speaking. And I wonder, like, what would you do in the future to really make sure that you understand that and are able to segment different kinds of people that get anxious for different reasons?
Yeah, so for the anxiety part, our team has already done a lot of research as like I already mentioned, to see if they're talking too fast or too slow. We're using like the words per minute to compare with some numbers in which we have research to see where most people are like in their comfortable zone or in like a pace that makes sense for public speaking. And in the future, we obviously will research more. And as I mentioned, there's more features to add, like facial expression, volume. So it's endless possibility for this. And it's very much like a growable app that can become more advanced in the future. And it's really easy to research these concepts because public speaking is like such a big, like anxious thing to do for a lot of people. Like, fun fact, like all of us were like so nervous while sitting over there and like watching all these like people present. So like this is something that we would probably even use and all of you guys would probably use just for this occasion. Yeah. Yeah.
Suggestion for future correction, check out Toastmasters. They have a lot of clues about public speaking. A simple thing they can implement is like an and ah counter. As people are speaking,
yeah,
they just have
like filler words.
And just gives a quick feedback, but you can turn it on or off.
Yeah.
If you want the clicker feedback, you say we do that and so the click, you pause.
Yeah, so we can like do a counter for like filler words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, any other questions?
Also, you can record just your demo session as part of your first use cases. That will be a killer demo for you.
Oh, okay. Any other questions?
Okay, we're good.
What is the, sorry,
Yeah.
what is the technology that you use? What is the model and?
Oh,
you plan
so
to-
we used MIT App Inventor to develop the app. And specifically, we incorporated AI by using the chatbot in which he used the like Gemini.
Gemini, yes.
Yeah, we use Gemini because the API is free, so no money, which is great. And that's also our whole goal of the app because we want to create an app that is available for all people, and that's also why we included this feature called text to speech, which makes it more accessible for people who may not be able to see. And it will like tell you this. It will summarize the feedback that it's given you. Yeah, I think that's the features that we have. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yay.